Some months ago, if you were to ask me who would win between Tim Bradley and Devon Alexander, I would have told you Devon Alexander would knock him out. TKO victory within 11 rounds. But after I've seen that Kotelnik fight with Devon Alexander and, you know, Kotelnik, I'm going to have to go with Bradley, possibly by a late round stoppage. And let me explain why. When I look at these fighters, it's really hard to make predictions on up and coming fighters because they have not revealed some of their strengths yet and some of their flaws yet. Devon looked awesome against Urango. And even then in that fight, there were times when Urango landed at very odd times, and I couldn't understand why Urango was able to land, even with Devon getting the knockout. And his fight with Kotelnik, there are some glaring things that I look at within that fight, and let me explain them to you. For one, Devon is very susceptible to right hands. Kotelnik was hitting him with the right hand consistently, whether it was straight or overhand. He was hitting him with the right hand. He's also susceptible to jabs. If there were ever to be a future fight between Amir Khan and Devon Alexander, I would see Amir Khan popping him with the jab all night. Not saying that he would win or anything like that, but I'm just saying that Devon is clearly susceptible to jabs. Another thing I don't like about Devon is that he has a major inability to adjust during that fight. What he was doing simply was not working. He was doubling up with his right jab and then shooting a left hand over and over again. He rarely hit the body. It's like he decided not to try anything new. I couldn't understand it. If he would have, I don't know. Go back and watch the fight. Tell me what you think. But he should have gone to the body more. He should have tried to do something different. Try a hook, dude. Seriously, over and over again, the same combination, jab, straight left hand. Kotelnik was blocking it all night. And when I look at Tim Bradley, who is also flawed, and we'll get his one day, but when I look at Tim, I see that sometimes he gets reckless with his punches, but I would say one of his best punches would be his overhand right, in which he swings kind of wildly and wide, but at the same time it's pretty fast. And I see that punch getting through on Devon. It might drop him. It might just drop him. It might hurt him. When it comes down to boxing skills, I think Tim actually has more boxing skills. I think Tim, if he wanted to, I don't know if he has that kind of mentality to do this, but I think that he should approach outboxing Devon. I think he has the tools to do that. Tim still has to find a lot of his boxing skills, but I've seen him jab, I've seen him stick and move, I've seen him use ring generalship. I think he should take that kind of approach. And then at the same time, I could also see him trying to get on the inside and roughing up Devon. Because if Tim Bradley has the capability of studying a fighter while he's fighting, like other great technicians do, and I know Tim's not a technician, but if he has any ability to do so, then he will be able to see that Devon cannot make adjustments. He's going to be continuing the same pattern throughout the fight. The left hook to the body will be open because Devon's a southpaw. The overhand right is an open window. One more thing. If Tim doesn't win this fight by decision, late round stoppage, there is a huge possibility that this fight will end on a majority decision. I think that's what it would be, because it might end because of headbutt. This fight might end because of headbutt, and they might have to go to the scorecards. This is significant. The reason why I think this is because not only does Tim Bradley have a reputation for headbutting on purpose, but with Tim being a conventional fighter and Devon being a southpaw, they're already destined to meet up with the Domes, no homo, and cut each other open. And I'm sorry, but I mean, especially after I seen that cut that Katelnik gave him in their fight, if those two, if Devon tries to shoot his right jump in with the left hand, Tim Bradley will purposely time it with his head and come in at the same time with his head low. So Devon, I don't know if he's a smart enough veteran to recognize it, but he's very vulnerable to getting headbutted in that fight when they do fight late January or whatever like that. So um, to me, with his inability to make adjustments, I wonder how he's going to adjust to that. Like, he's going to have to fight differently because he is going to have to watch out for Tim's head. Much like Holyfield and Bernard, he keeps his chin low. He recognizes that this is a threat. Not what's on the inside, but what's on the outside is a threat. So I think this is going to be a really rough night for Devon. I do think that because of Tim Bradley's sloppiness in defense, that Devon's actually going to land some clean shots. But I think Tim has more heart than him. I think when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, Bradley's going to be landing harder shots throughout the night and eventually break him down, either for a decision or for a knockout. If I had lean towards one, I'm going to have to go with. I'm gonna say unanimous decision. But don't be surprised if Bradley drops him, gets a knockdown in that fight. I see that overhand right landing in that fight. So please tell me what you think. Comments below. I think this fight will propel Tim Bradley. He's already the king of the division, but it will make him a more established star if he beat the undefeated Devon, and then inevitably set up a fight with Amir Khan. And again, with these young prospects, I need to see them in with more fighters because they look impressive against certain people, especially when their careers, right now are being guided by their promoters. Amir Khan looks awesome against Pauly. Devon looks awesome against Urango. I need to see. It's going to be, I'm going to find out a lot more about these fighters as the months go by. Right now, it's harder to dissect these fighters when they haven't fully revealed themselves. But, this is my prediction on Tim Bradley, Devon Alexander. Hope you guys enjoyed. Joey Clem 15, out.